Hi there, Agile friends. Get ready for the World Tour of Agile at the Agile Online Summit 2023. You can join us from October 24th to 26th for a global showcase of cutting-edge Agile practices and insights. Join us at agileonlinesummit.com. This year, we will be featuring some of the best work done around the world and world-class keynotes. You can check all of that at agileonlinesummit.com. But the best part is that your ticket is on us. That's right, it's free to attend and immerse yourself in the world of Agile excellence. Don't miss out on this opportunity to level up your skills and network with peers and industry experts. Mark your calendars and secure your spot at AOS 23 today by visiting agileonlinesummit.com. So get your free ticket or opt for the full digital pass that lets you keep all the conference videos forever and organize, why not, Agile learning sessions at work. You can get the full digital access at agileonlinesummit.com. I'll see you in the conference floor. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday, the Leading Change episode this week with Danielle Braun. Hey, Danielle, welcome back.
Hey, Vasco. Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. So, Danielle, today is Change Day here on the podcast, and we want to hear a story of a change process you were involved with. Walk us through the steps, like, how it started, what were the steps that you followed in that change process, and as you go through that, highlight for us the tools, the tips, the tricks, and the techniques you learned back then that you still apply today.
Yeah. I would like to go back to the first examples, also to my first Scrum project, the introduction of this new work environment to a pilot group at my company. And as I said at the beginning, the people. So we said, okay, we want to rebuild or reconstruct your area to this non-territorial workplace, and it's all great. And we painted a very beautiful picture of fancy new arrangements and options for doing their work, depending on their needs and also the tasks they are planning to do. So, and they didn't want that. So because it was our idea, we had sold them our own idea, and we had to learn that it doesn't work like that. So
tell us a little bit more. Like how did you? So first you said that you created kind of this positive image of how things could be much better and so on. Mm-hmm. But how did people react? Like what were they saying? How were they reacting when you presented that idea?
Oh, they were rejecting it right away because they said, yeah, that's fancy new stuff. We don't need that. And we have been doing our work now for 15 years, the way we are doing it every day. And we don't want change. We don't want that because we will have to, we will simply lose our desks, and we will have to battle each day for a seat. And we don't want that. And where do I put my cup?
Yeah, where do I put my coffee cup?
Mm-hmm. Or the family pictures or whatever, you name it. So they were really afraid of losing all that stuff they have in their cubicles, and they didn't want it. That's it. And so we really went back and we reflected about that, and then we started, okay, how can we change their perception of the whole project? How can we show them how good it can be, and what they will have then if we can really reconstruct it? And so we thought about how can we really make them feel that the change is good. So because we can tell them, and they hear and they listen, but they have to also get the feeling for it. And so we went with them so we went to them to their own area. So we built small groups of them, and we went to the areas at the loudest time of the day. So when people were sitting in their cubicles and they were chatting and whatever. So it was really loud. And And then we went to them to a room, and so at the moment a conference room, and we said, okay, how would that be if you could, so if you have to code something, then you take your stuff and you go to a quiet place where you can do your stuff, and you don't hear any phone calls, you don't hear any other noises. How would that be? And they said, no, okay, actually it would be cool. So and then we said, okay, and now imagine you have a team meeting or a project team meeting, and you would find places where you can work all the time together. You would have the presentation material, you have a whiteboard, and all the stuff your team would need to do the project work properly. How would that feel for you? Yeah, it would be cool, because now we always have to search for a room, and we always don't know, are the whiteboard pens really writing, or are they dry, or and here we really would be able to find the perfect place for us. So that was so we tried to make them feel how good the change would be. And that started to pay off, actually. And we also tried, yeah.
Well, I was going to highlight the one thing that you described with that story, beautiful story, that sometimes it's not about what you communicate, it is what people feel, right? And nothing better than showing how it feels before and after the change. Now, this is not always possible for everything, obviously, but you gave an example here of how it was possible, right? Because you took them to the loud working place where all the cubicles are during the loudest time of the day, and then you took them to a separate room so that they could experience by themselves the difference that the change could give them, right? Like how you can have your space of silence when you need it, and then you can have your space of interaction when you need it.
Exactly. Yeah. And there was also the plan for a lounge with a coffee bar where you can have a short conversation over a cup of coffee or tea or whatever they would like. So that was also well received.
So as you started working with the team, I remember on Monday we talked about you organizing this World Cafes, right? So you showed what the change could be, but I'm guessing that they also had ideas of how it should be, right? So walk us through that aspect of involving people in the change. How did you get that started? How did you motivate the need for those workshops?
As I said, they rejected the idea at the beginning, and when we showed them our interest, our true interest in what they need, because some of that was our IT group, and some of them are programmers. They really need a quiet area. Other people are more the project guys who have more conversations, and we really had to identify what groups they have, because they have special needs, and we had to first find out what groups they have and what are their needs. Also, do they have lots of paper documentation, for example? Some of them, they had meters of handbooks and paper documentation, and some of the others had, for example, spare pods in their cubicles. So we always had to think about what do they need. So is it really possible for them to have don't have a non-territorial desk? Because for some people it's simply not possible, because they have a special need to have, for example, spare parts at hand instantly in the moment of the need. So they can't walk 200 meters, maybe not 200 meters, but it's not feasible for them to, or not really practical for them to go to a store room and get their parts and then work with it. So that we had to take into account as well. So that was really interesting to see how many different groups with, again, different needs we identified. But when we then showed the first draft of a plan for that area, they saw it's really paying off for them. So they were giving us their time and were describing what they need. And then they saw in the first draft, okay, they really listen.
And cool. and the way you really listened, which is important for us as Scrum Masters, was not to just listen to what they said. You actually incorporated their feedback into the plan, right? The plan was changing based on the feedback that you were collecting.
Yeah, exactly.
And how did you formalize that? Like, how did you make sure that you were really listening to them, that you were creating space within that team that was creating the plan, that you were creating space to listen to the in this case, customers' needs, right? And really incorporating that into the plan.
Mm-hmm. We had an external consultant from a company that are dealing with such changes all the time, and also they were also providing us with the plans, the floor plans for the changed seating arrangements or office arrangements. And this person was also very skilled in translating the needs into a plan, how it can look like, because he knew all the options, right? He knew the furnitures and all the, and he was also very experienced, and he dealt with such changes for years, and that was really helpful also to have them, because we didn't know that. So and without this person, we would have been lost completely.
So that also really highlights how important it is to have someone who is knowledgeable enough to bring that, like the collection of needs, which you were already doing, into something practical, right? Like a change to the product, in this case, the seating plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. A great example as well of how to incorporate agile thinking into a change process. Thank you for sharing that, Danielle.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Leading change is one of the core skills we must acquire, but it is only one of the steps towards our success as Scrum Masters. Tomorrow, on Success Thursday, we will talk about how to define success for the Scrum Master role. We'll cover tips on how to measure your way to that position, and most importantly, how to develop that focus on continuous improvement that is as important for Scrum Masters as it is for teams. See you tomorrow. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.